Hi, hello again. This is Miguel with another installment of the WebUB app and the changes that you could potentially experience regarding the differences between UVision and WebUB. Today I'm going to be covering the closeout process, which consists of the closeout information screen, the meter readers report, the reprinting of reports, and the interim closeout. So first I'm going to go ahead and log in. In this case, I'm going to be using the TOPS environment, which is what you guys are going to be accessing as well. I'm going to be logging in as user 88. Okay, as you're familiar with, this is your customer details screen, but in this case, I'm going to be utilizing the billing module up here. Alright, and then for this instance, I have pre-restored a district for us to use. In this case, it's 65. You notice that it's flagged as closeout because I had run WB9090 and it keeps the flag on the district. So let's go ahead and click on billing. In order for us to remove, let's step back here. The district has been chosen. I have navigate to closeout, and in order for me to unlock the district so that we can go through the process again, I'm going to click on closeout information as you would in UVision. Click on edit, check this box, and then unlock and save only. So what this does, it removes the flag. So let's go ahead and close this, and we can open up another tab. There's your billing module, and as you can see, the flag is gone. Okay, so let's go ahead and close out the district. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and take a little gander of the closeout information screen. There really isn't anything that has changed as opposed to what you experience in UVision. So I'm not going to take too much time on this. You still have your months, your billing period from and tos, and your senior penalties and your switches for read areas to read in thousands. And of course the added decimal to reading. Alright, moving on to close out current billing period. It's the same screen, of course, but this is the actual selection you would use in order for you to conduct a closeout for this district. Now, as opposed to UVision, that you're accustomed to actually going screen by screen. Here, let me go ahead and pull that up since we're here. Alright, I'm going to connect. Okay, so as you, the user, are customarily utilizing the regular closeout information process, you would go through closeout current billing, and you experience this screen. In WebUB, what would occur is you would get this screen that has multiple tabs. So everything's going to be submitted all at once after you fill out all the criteria. So let's just go ahead and do a quick date check here. I'm not going to change any of the dates because this is how this district successfully closed out prior to me restoring it via 9090. You can take some time and look at this yourself. So the next tab would be the billing dates. Now this one in particular, it's under discussion that we may do away with because this does not do anything with the online dates anymore as it used to. So I'm just not going to talk much about it. The meter readers report in particular is one that has had some drastic changes. Here, let me zoom out a little bit for you. Okay, so let me do a little side by side with UVision. Okay, the biggest change that you're going to notice is going to be in how the factors are worded whenever a read is being considered as a high read or a low read. So I have suggested some changes and went through with them when describing what the formula is for distinguishing either or. In UVision, you're accustomed to seeing the water, this number times average usage, and usage is greater than the factor on the right. Now, I have initially deemed this little vague on what it is that it's trying to accomplish, so I made some changes where it labels the factors that you're trying to work with. In this case, the high read will have to fit two criteria to be determined a high read. So the account's service address's current usage has to be greater than the multiply factor, which is this number on the left, times the average usage, which is under your more information screen of the account. Okay, and then the second criteria would be your current usage for that service address is greater than the usage factor. If the usage for that account fulfills both of these criteria, it will be considered a high factor. The same goes for the low read factors. I'm going to go over the details on this formula, but it's essentially the same concept. The other changes that were made on meter readers reports are going to be this one right here, where it says no consumption. In UVision, it was actually considered as a stuck meter, but we actually changed the report to actually say no consumption. The additional report that gets generated, in this case, that we deemed it worthy to be added to the meter readers report because it does a check for closeout. If there are any open work orders, a report would be generated where it would sort it and it would be provided to whoever's closing out the district so that they can know which work orders are open for that month. Now, this will not restrict the user from closing out the district and completing that cycle, but this is something that was deemed necessary. Okay, the final two tabs, I guess you're familiar with, that were discussed in your session with Sunny, and they have to deal with the scheduler and the output and the log and such. I'm going to go ahead and say that all of the criteria has been filled and click on submit to start the closeout process. Okay, you're prompted with this message as always, and then your task gets created. I'm going to pause the video until this district gets closed out and we can continue. Okay, now that the closeout current billing period task has been completed, I'm going to go ahead and go over the log and it's the reports that are generated. So on the log, as you can see, the task scheduler notates when the task was created and when all the child tasks have been completed as well. So if something were to go wrong, you'll notice an error or a warning pop up in the log. And then you can do further investigating by navigating through the server WebUB subfolders and check out the logs from there. Now that's the log itself. Of course, the closeout process will not get started if there is an issue with the meter readers report. Just as it does in UVision, it will do the same thing here, and it will tell you, is it okay to continue with closeout? No, and then it will kick you back so that you can investigate those issues further. The generated reports here are going to be generated as PDF, and it's going to have their counterpart CSV files if it does print it for them. Now, as you can see, there's a ton of reports that the user can pull. So we're working on a feature where the system doesn't force us to click on each individual one to download, but actually as a collection, you can do all or choose the ones you want to print and then click OK, and it's going to output them and save them onto your download folder. But that feature is not implemented yet. Okay, so let's go ahead and this district has been closed out. This next option is going to be the reprint reports. Now the user previously, whenever we're working on the backend in UVision and we have access to the WinUB directory, we would navigate over to the reports archive folder and choose the date that we want to choose to reprint reports that have been archived. In WebUB, it's going to be a little different because, as I explained, we're not going to have access to the directory that contains these archives. We're going to be able to access them through this reprint reports. Something similar to what we have in UVision. In this case, we're going to have this option, reprint reports, with the dates on the left side of the grid, and then to the right of it is going to give you all the reports that are in archive for that month. And the user can select their month and choose find the report, and then click on view report, and it'll output the report for them for the Okay, so that takes care of reprint reports. I'm going to go ahead and move into the interim closeout process. Now, the interim closeout process is essentially the same exact thing as you would experience through the closeout current billing period, but the difference is that the actual closeout does not get conducted on the district. All it is just the generated reports to get output so that whoever is doing the interim closeout can examine and make sure that the closeout process has been will potentially be conducted properly. There are some instances where some of our operators have used this feature in order to do special reports or output special reports, and those will be catered to as such. But that pretty much completes our closeout process. Please go. There is some accompanying documentation for this that you will be provided, but this is just something that's going to accommodates that documentation as well. But that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day.